Wait, what?
Nothing. It's just, just looking at you brings a smile to my face and
You
laughter
laugh
to my belly.
Yeah, you laugh. All right.
Yeah.
Same.
Good.
Maybe people will watch 10 minutes of that, just you and me.
Yes, making eyes at each other.
Okay, all right. FindTheBestCarPrice.com.
Yes.
/insider. Link down below. Aggregating deals, sponsoring your Auto Advocates channel, lease deals, finance deals, all the manufacturer incentives. Take a peek if you haven't already. If you have, take another peek. Just click on that link. Go enjoy. We appreciate their sponsorship.
Yes. FindTheBestCarPrice.com /insider.
Well done.
Not really.
Title of today's video. This whole intro is not well done.
But shh.
Title of today's video.
Why do you have to tell everybody?
We're talking about three things that you wouldn't think are legal, but they are, and car dealers do them.
Really?
Yeah.
What could those three things be?
We probably could have made it a list of 10 or 12. But
the first things that would come to people's mind are, well, they lie, cheat, and steal.
Those are all legal. Well, stealing, not so much.
No.
Lying,
cheating,
not so much.
Cheating and lying, I think are, that's fine.
Well, let's do the three things that they do that are legal but might be surprising. Especially if you haven't watched our channel before, these are probably three things that you're not aware of but should be.
I'm reminded of an old Johnny Carson bit. You don't know who Johnny Carson was, but he was the Tonight Show before Jay Leno, before Jimmy Fallon, and he used to do a thing where the amazing Karnak, and he would divine the answers to questions. And the answer to the question that nobody knew yet was Inca Dinka Do. And the question was,
where is this going?
What do you look for when you're tracking an Inca Dinka?
Mm-hmm.
They're due. Yeah.
Okay.
Do. Okay. So anyway, the three things that aren't legal, that aren't illegal, that you think should be.
Yep.
Number one, dealers can mark up the rate on your loan. They can submit you to the banks, and they can get a buy rate from the bank as to what they're allowed to sell the money for. Let's say the buy rate is 1.99% that they get.
Yep.
And they turn around and they sell it to you at 2.99%, and they make 1 point on the loan that they get paid for from the bank.
Yep.
And the way that normally works is the ratio is the dealership gets 70% of the profit.
Oh wow!
Of that extra profit, and the bank retains the other 30%.
That's interesting. And I imagine on a dealership by dealership basis, they negotiate those agreements.
Yeah, but typically the standard is like 70-30.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then the same thing applies on leases as well, right? On a lease, you can buy a money factor and sell a money factor. Correct?
Yes. The money factor could be 0.00120.
Yeah.
And they might sell it at 0.00190.
Yep.
And those 70 basis points then become profit
for
the dealer. Now, as much as you think that should be illegal, that is illegal.
That is
legal.
There we go. Yeah.
For them to do. And the reason for it is that you might go to the same bank that the dealership got a buy rate for you of 1.99%, and the bank might offer you 2.99%.
Yep.
They won't offer you the same lower buy rate because you're only financing whatever it is you're financing, and the dealership is helping the bank secure millions of dollars a loan a month, so they get rewarded for the volume that they send to the bank.
Yep. But that's something to keep in mind and just be aware of.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't, still pursue your own financing.
Yes.
We've talked about this a bunch in other videos, but it's something to know.
Yes.
And in different states, there are different caps as to how much you can mark up that.
Yeah, and most dealers have agreed that they will not mark up interest rates more than 2.5 points. Your sister.
Dara. She's gonna know you just hung up on her.
Yeah, Dara, I'll call you back.
All right, what's the next thing that's...
the adding of accessories.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is one of the most common practices that you'll see, where dealers will add low jack or window edge or body side moldings or door edge guards, or, well, in Arizona, window tint. And those are all things that, from a consumer's perspective, should be illegal.
Especially in how they make you aware of them. Some salespeople and sales managers make you aware of them. You're looking at your final contract, and it's like, where did these $2,000 of extra accessories come from?
Yes.
That aspect makes it feel...
Yes. They should be disclosed up front. There should be an addendum label that the dealer affixes to the window right next to the Monroney label, so that you know exactly everything that you're about to be charged for. The only thing that might be construed as illegal about that is what the dealers charge for some of these items. You know, if it's not illegal, well, it should be. Because they're very creative with the numbers that they can put together for something that might have cost them $30 or $40, that suddenly gets marked up to, I don't know, $9.99. Why not? $9.99 sounds good. So that's perfectly legal for them to do it.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine for you to negotiate that. It's perfectly fine for you to say to them, I'm not paying for any of that stuff. And you can argue back and forth about it. And when I used to pre-accessorize cars, I knew that if the customer wasn't paying for it, I wasn't losing the car deal because of it. I would absorb the cost of those items into the deal.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's not every dealership.
And it's important that you mentioned that you can negotiate on the accessories, because you can also negotiate on what we were talking about before, the loan markup.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
it's important that you recognize that unless you're dealing with one of those one-price dealerships, everything's negotiable.
I was about to say that once we get to the third item, even that's negotiable.
Yeah.
So the beauty of all these things that are legal that you think should be illegal, well, every last one of them is negotiable.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So what's the third one?
The third one is the one that everybody hates the most, and that's the document fee or the processing fee. In some states, it's capped by law. California, for example, it can be no more than $85. In Maryland, for the processing fee, it can be no more than $300. And then in other states, well, there's no cap, and the dealers can get absolutely crazy with it. And what and the reason they get crazy with it, and what they do, is they'll advertise their cars at an extremely inexpensive price, knowing that, well, they're going to charge you that $1,500 doc fee, and well, that's all profit. And that's all a doc fee or a processing fee is. It's just a profit center. The dealers use it as an excuse for maybe misleading advertising, because they know that they're going to pick up this extra money through the doc fee or the processing fee. It's not illegal. It's just, I don't know, somewhat unethical.
And you actually mentioned a fourth one that could and should be on this list.
What's that?
The misleading advertising. Not illegal.
Well, it is illegal, and it takes time for consumer affairs divisions of either states or the feds to act on it. But just recently in New York, there was a Honda dealer, I think in the Bronx, that just paid a huge settlement.
This is why you're here.
Yeah.
This is why this is not my channel. This is our channel.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, they just paid a huge settlement, but it took years. I mean, the investigation to put the case together lasted 4 or 5, maybe 6 years.
Wow.
So yes, it is illegal. The dealers think it's legal until, well, they finally get caught and they get their wrists slapped and they pay a huge financial penalty for it. If we really wanted our consumer protection laws to work, then we have a little more teeth in them, and that if you get caught doing these things that you shouldn't do, it's not a fine, it's a loss of your business. It's a loss of your business license to operate. That would then send signals to dealers when they have to unload their franchise. Maybe I don't want to do this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought that up, because you set me straight there, and it's important that as car buyers we all know this.
I want you to know, folks, I don't get to set them straight very often.
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing this, Dad.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Let's call my sister back.
Yeah, let's call Dara, see what she